The following is a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that imitation is suicide, that though the wide universe is full of good, no kernel of nourishing corn can come to him but through his toil bestowed on that plot of ground which is given to him to till. The power which resides in him is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried.
During your contacts with Mr. Edison, did you get the impression that he was handicapped by his deafness?
No, on the contrary, much to my surprise, I discovered that Mr. Edison's deafness was a blessing instead of a curse, because he found the seed of an equivalent benefit that his deafness yielded, and made astounding use of that seed. Once I asked Mr. Edison if his deafness were not a handicap, and he said, no, it is a blessing instead, because it has taught me to hear from within.
Well, just what did Mr. Edison mean by that remark?
Well, he meant that his deafness had caused him to develop his sixth sense, through which he obviously learned how to tune in and to make contact with sources of knowledge outside of that available through the five physical senses. It was from these outside sources that he got much of the knowledge which made him the greatest inventor of all times. And while I'm on this subject, may I tell you that throughout the 20 years I spent in analyzing successful people to learn what made them tick, I discovered that successful people almost invariably were successful in exact proportion to the extent that they had met and mastered obstacles and defeat.
Well, how do you explain this?
It can be explained by considering that nature has so arranged the affairs of men that strength grows out of struggle. If men had no problems and were never forced to exert themselves, they would atrophy and wither away through disuse of their brain cells, the same as would happen with an arm or a leg if it were not given exercise. Nature penalizes people for neglect to properly use their physical bodies, as everyone knows. And the same is true of the brain cells with which we think. If we do not use the mind, it becomes lazy and unreliable. Human problems force people to develop their minds through use.
This is a common occurrence in history. Almost all great military and political triumphs are preceded by some kind of crisis. That is because a substantial victory can only come out of a moment of danger and attack. Without these moments, leaders are never challenged, never get to prove themselves. If the path is too smooth, they grow arrogant and make a fatal mistake. The fearless types require some kind of adversity against which they can measure themselves. The tenseness of such dark moments brings out their creativity and urgency, making them rise to the occasion and turn the tide of fortune from defeat to a great victory. You must adopt an attitude that is the opposite to how most people think and operate. When things are going well, that is precisely when you must be concerned and vigilant. You know it will not last, and you will not be caught unprepared. When things are going badly, that is when you are most encouraged and fearless. Finally, you have material for a powerful reversal, a chance to prove yourself. It is only out of danger and difficulty that you can rise at all. By simply embracing the moment as something positive and necessary, you have already converted it into gold.